Hey, how's it going? Had a pretty long week. Um, job has kind of been job's kind of been taking a toll on me. I'm learning and we're working and you know it's really hard on your body. And but all in all, it's still all in all, it's a decent job. It is hard work because of the way that you do the way that the job has to be done. But anyways, well, welcome to the Narrative Mindset podcast. I'm Gerald Tabb. Call me GT. You can find me on Spotify. If you like the podcast, leave a comment, become a follower, and help this channel grow. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm talking about the new job that I have as I'm a carman in training at a home shop. And for those of you that may not be familiar with it, a carman at a home shop is basically the home shop. The difference between the home shop and like a Class 1 railroad carman shop is the home shop. We do about, I would say, maybe 15% more than the shop at a Class 1 railroad, because the shop at a Class 1 railroad, it is a little bit more worried about time. And don't get me wrong, the home shop is worried about time also, but not, it's a little bit more intense when you're at the regular railroad, because you got these cars moving. You got to have these cars ready for this train, yada, 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 at this point in time. So that's the regular railroad. At the home shop, it's more of a complete teardown. So it's a little bit different. It's the same thing, but it's just a little bit more intense. So at the home shop, we tear down a car. At the regular railroad, they do the same thing, but they're more. I think they're more concerned about just the basics of getting the car rolling and the brake system and things of that nature. I don't think they get into the actual body of the car. I think they kind of fix it up to a point to where they can do it, but I don't think they get into it real deep. So us, if the car is bent up, we try and fix it. If it's, side seals and where the coupler is, at the other end of the coupler, I never knew there was a cylinder back there. Big, huge cylinder they call a unit. And we take a lot of those out and get those ready. Anything that may be missing or needs to be welded back in there, we do that. Hand grabs, we take those and turn them around. So we do quite a bit. We do quite a bit, but it's a pretty good job. And I guess it is hard work because of the way that the job has to be done. Because you're crawling up under a car, you're in a space trying to weld and grind and put screws on and work equipment and all kinds of stuff. So it's been a pretty busy week, and we only get we work 60 hours a week, and we get Saturday afternoon off and then Sunday. So it's not a lot of time, because it's like you need that you kind of need that full 2 days off, that full fresh 2 days. So, but it's there's a give and take at every job. I worked at the scrapyard, and it was nice, but the only bad part about that is the time limit. They kept asking you when something was going to be done, and then they're building, like in the wintertime, you were freezing to death because the building had no heat, so your feet were cold, you already had on your winter coat, and just all kinds of stuff. So that was a little bit different also. So, I had to get used to that. I was there for a couple years or whatever, and that was a little bit different. But, like I said, there's a little bit of give and take with every job. I had a lot to do to kind of fit into the day and a half that I have off, and I got pretty much everything done and everything. So that wasn't too bad. You do what you have to do. But although I did apply for another job. I applied for CSX, which is a shithole, and but I applied for intermodal, and if that does come through, then I'll probably go over there. I don't know, this with this job and with Amazon, just my body, it just, you're in pain all the time, and you're taking, popping pain pills, and I'm like, man, what is going on here? And then with my current job also, you spend a lot of time on your knees crawling up under cars and stuff. A lot of time. So it's a pretty good job. Don't get me wrong. And I'll be honest with you. When I look at a job, I look at the end of the week. I look at, okay, how much am I making? With this paycheck, is it worth going back? And with this job, with the paycheck, it's like, it's tough, a little bit of a tough job, but it's worth going back. The paycheck looks good enough to go back. So, I can see a growth pattern in it. So, that is what it is. Decent hours, get your afternoons off, but it's, I won't talk about that. But anywho, I just want to get on here and say what's up to everybody. Have a great day, and kind of, make the best out of what you got, and, keep striving for more. So thanks for listening to the Narrative Mindset Podcast. And like I said, become a follower, and, leave a comment on something you'd like for me to talk about. Have a good one.